Hey folks, it's David back again with another video. Welcome back to the channel. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time it is, wherever you are, whenever you are. And apologies for that most recent upload. I didn't realize that my internet, StreamYards, was going to treat me that way. The picture quality is horrible and the audio isn't even properly synced in that video. What was it? More thoughts on Nosferatu? Yeah. Sorry for that. This one's going to be even more simplified. I'm just going to go with an audio recording tonight and hopefully keep it kind of short. I just wanted to go ahead and follow through with an idea that I had actually 2 or 3 weeks back when I was looking on firstshowing.net, the 2025 movie release schedule. You can just go to firstshowing.net and you'll see what I'm looking at right now. And I just had this thought come over me as I was looking over these movie release dates for all of this year. It was 2024 when I first was looking at this. Now the new year has started and I think pretty much the same thing as I did then. Where was I, by the way? I was in the truck. I was at a paper recycling plant and waiting to be unloaded, waiting for them to call me to pull in with the semi-trailer and be unloaded. I was at that place for 8 hours. I kid you not. And it was just a disaster. But I was looking at this and I thought, you know what, I need to make a video about this sometime, and so that's what I'm doing now. So, what can I say? January 3rd, that's a Friday. Nothing I want to see coming out. January 10, we've reached that point, by the way, and at this time, obviously. Nope, nothing coming out. Scrolling down. January 16, nothing. January 17, I'm actually kind of curious about Wolfman. Just curious. Maybe I'll be able to catch it, but then again, it's so difficult for me to just get some time on the weekend whenever I finally am home to go do much of anything, much less see a movie. But maybe I'll see it. January 24. This is when something I was actually even more curious about will come out. Flight Risk with Mark Wahlberg, of all people. And this was pushed back from 3 or 4 months ago when it was going to release, and granted the trailer of that movie is less than overwhelming, I still thought, you know what, even though I don't really like Wahlberg, something about it, I think it's because Mel Gibson was a producer. I think I read that maybe there's something to it, maybe. So it's one of the possibles. So we got 2 possibles, but let's keep going. January 30, nope. January 31, Friday. Dogman? No, I don't think so. February 5, nothing. February 7, nothing. February 10. Attack on Titan, The Last Attack. I gotta look in and see what in the world that is. February 13, Bridget Jones, Mad About the Boy. No thank you. Okay, here we go. Here's the first big movie that I would have wanted to see several years ago, about 8 years ago maybe. Captain America, Brave New World. I'm not going to be watching that movie at the movie theater. I'll get into the whys and what fors maybe later on in this video. Maybe I will spend a minute talking about this stuff. February 21, nothing. February 28, again, I'm looking on firstshowing.net, by the way. I'm not going to read every single movie title because there's just nothing there that I'm really interested in. March 7, we're getting into the year now. Night of the Zoopocalypse, Mickey 17, IMAX. I think that's with Robert Pattinson. Maybe I'll look at a trailer on that or something, but that's not even really in the maybe pile just yet. March 14, The Electric State, but it's a Netflix special. I don't know. I don't know about that. March 21, nothing. March 28. These are all titles for movies I'm looking at that have not, that don't have any trailers yet, that I've seen anyways. April 25, a Minecraft movie. I might go see that just to go see a movie. I kid you not. April 11, The Amateur. I'm not sure what that is. April 18, The Passion of the Christ, Resurrection. I admit my interest is piqued about that movie. However, what I had originally heard a while back about how Mel Gibson wanted to make a movie about exploring the question of where Jesus Christ was in between the time he died on the cross and when he rose on the third day. And I just thought to myself, you got no business making that particular movie, man. It's really not our place to speculate on that particular thing. But anyways, if this is just about the resurrection, maybe it would be maybe it could be a very interesting movie. So I'll go ahead and put it in the maybe category. April 25, Friday. Nothing. At least I haven't seen trailers for these things yet. I need to do a more thorough investigation. Maybe there is something here that might pique my interest. It probably is going to turn out to be that way. I'm probably going to end up looking for something that maybe a trailer will actually sell it. Maybe I'll find something that will actually interest me if I go through all these movies and watch trailers for all of them. That is, watch the trailers for all these movie titles. Maybe I will find something, but just going off the this first glance here, May 2nd, Thunderbolts. That's another movie, Marvel, that I would have wanted to see years ago, but I have no interest at all now. May 9, Friday. Big, bold, beautiful journey, Atlantis. I don't know what this stuff is. May 13, Cannes Film Festival. May 16, Final Destination, Bloodlines. No thanks. I don't know what this junk is. But May 23rd, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. I'll definitely try and see that one. And I'm ashamed that I haven't seen the one that came right before it. I didn't make it to the movies, and I still haven't seen it, so I got to play catch up a little bit on that one. May 30, Karate Kid Legends. I saw the trailer for that, and I actually am interested in maybe seeing that. And shame on me, I missed out on the Karate Kid movies. If I did watch them as a kid, I have no memory. So it would be good for me to go back and just do a nice little marathon of the Karate Kid movies and then go see that one. That would be something. June 6th, Dirty Dancing 2. No thanks. From the World of John Wick, Ballerina. I don't know about this stuff. June 13, nothing. How to Train Your Dragon, live action. I never saw those cartoons. I didn't grow up with that stuff, and I didn't watch it as an adult, so I doubt I'll go see this. But maybe. June 20, 28 years later. That movie's already coming out. I thought that would have been a while from now that would come out. Maybe I can probably go catch that one. June 27, F1 movie. I gotta look up what that is. Megan 2.0. I didn't see the first one. I don't really like these doll movies, to be honest with you. They creep me out. July 2nd, Jurassic World Rebirth. I will give that a try. I didn't watch Jurassic World Dominion because I just thought, you know what? This is just nothing but a bunch of. This is a cash grab. I could tell right away it's just a cash grab, no story. And the thing that bothered me is like, you know what? They just might kill off some of my original characters. They might kill off Dr. Alan Grant. That's what I was worried about. Maybe I should have known better that would have been stupid of them to do, because it would have been stupid of them to do. But apparently they didn't do that. They just did a lot of stuff that didn't really add up to a whole lot in the end, at least from what I heard. I just couldn't bring myself to watch that movie because I'm like, really? What are you doing? You're just throwing everything you got up against the wall and see if something will stick. Anyways, July 4, nothing. July 11, Superman. That's when that comes out. You know what? I'm gonna make a whole video just about the Superman trailer, and so I'll save my thoughts for that. But I'll just say at first I was like, you know what? I don't know about this. Can they do this stuff justice anymore? But it's probably going to be something I go and watch just out of curiosity. But July 18, I Know What You Did Last Summer. Really? I guess that's a remake? No thanks. July 25, The Fantastic Four, First Steps. What in the world happened to my... I accidentally touched my screen on this phone, and now this is wigging out on me. I gotta go back and find my place. We had made it to July. Fantastic Four. That's another movie that I would have loved to have seen about 8 years ago, before they ruined all this stuff in my imagination. August 1, The Bad Guys 2. I'm not sure what The Bad Guys 1 was. I can't really remember. The Naked Gun, another remake. No thanks. No thanks. August 8th, Freaky Friday. Nothing. August 15, Nobody 2. I didn't hate that movie, but I didn't really watch it very closely either. There was something about there was just something about it. I thought I had heard so many good things about it, but then I'm watching it as I'm going in and out of the kitchen doing stuff while I think my mom actually watched it on not Hulu, on Roku or something like that. Or maybe she rented it, I don't know. And I just thought, this is interesting, but this feels like it could be better as far as the cinematography or something. I couldn't put my finger on it, but I'm like, this doesn't completely add up to what I had heard it was anyways. August 29, Thread, An Insidious Tale. I guess that's one of the Insidious movies. I don't know if I'll see that or not. I didn't see the Insidious movies, so I would have to see them first. The Conjuring, September 5. That's another horror, I guess. September 12, Downtown Abbey. September 19, Him. Ugh. It's interesting that these movies in September, they're the only offerings that are going to be released, really. They're the only new showings for a whole day. September 5, Friday, The Conjuring. September 12, Downtown Abbey 3. September 19, Him. September 26th, The Bride. For some reason, Saw 11 is slashed out. I don't know if that movie, there was a Saw movie that was canceled or what, but why would they have the title of a movie with a line through it on this website? I don't know. Anyways, October 3, Michael, Roof Man, whatever. October 10, Animal Friends. Tron, Ares, maybe that could be interesting. October 17, The Black Phone 2. I need to go back and watch The Black Phone because I never saw that. This might be worth watching. October 24, Mortal Kombat 2. I don't know. That might be something that might actually be worth watching in the movie theater, so I can put that in the maybe pile. Regretting You. I don't know about that. November 7, nothing. Oh, well, Predator comes out. Badlands. At the movie theater. Maybe that would be something worth watching. And The Running Man. I'll save my thoughts on that for later. Now You See Me 3 coming out on November 14. I don't know. I can't recall what that is. November 21, Wicked, for good. Whatever you say, I don't know what that is. Zootopia 2 comes out November 26. December 5, Five Nights at Freddy's 2. They made a sequel. Oh my goodness. I never watched the first one. I've never even played the game. I'm so lame. I gotta go play the game and get scared. Like everybody else did who played the game. December 19, Avatar, Fire and Ash. The SpongeBob movies, Search for SquarePants. I didn't even know that was a movie that would be coming out. I've heard nothing about that. Anyway, December 25, The Anaconda, The Housemaid, Marty Supreme, Sarah's Oil. These are some interesting movie titles, I give them that. But The Anaconda, is that a remake? Anyways, I've gone through the whole list, folks. And how long have I been recording? 15 minutes. Now, I'll just take a minute to go back and talk about what the inspiration for this, the reading of this list was, and why I had the thought to make this little video weeks ago when I was stuck at that customer in Jackson, Alabama. Yes, there is a Jackson, Alabama also, like there's a Jackson, Mississippi. And that's where the American recycling place is for the paper rolls that I got to pick up and the recycled junk that I take into the plant. I was looking at this list and I just couldn't help but think, you know what? This feels like it's just going to be an abysmal movie for you, abysmal movie for movies. Like it's just so bad, and there's nothing really good and epic coming out. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully some of these movies that I've said, you know what, maybe it'll be alright. Maybe it'll turn out to be a big hit. But is there anything like really culturally significant coming out? Apart from maybe the Passion of the Christ, Resurrection, depending on what they do with that movie. It may just be a lot of weirdness. You never know what ideas people might add into this stuff. You just don't know until you see the movie. But other than that, it's just there's just going off the titles and going off what I've seen so far from trailers and stuff. It just felt like it would be another horrible movie, and like Hollywood is dying, which I would say Hollywood needs to die, but somebody's going to be making these movies. And the movies that are coming out this year, again, hopefully I'm wrong, but let me get to it. There are 4 big whoppers coming out this year, and that's what I put up on the screen, or I'm going to put up on the screen for this video, and the thumbnail. These 4 movies, 4 big movies, Marvel movies, that, oh wait, I forgot about Snow White. I can't believe it. I wasn't reading all of these titles in the beginning, but yeah, March 21, Disney's Snow White. Not Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs, just Snow White, Disney's Snow White. I made this thing that you see on the screen, these 4 movies burning in a fire, before I really realized the potential of the Superman movie. But again, I'm going to make a separate video about just the Superman video, because I am interested enough in it to do that. But these movies, and I have the dates already up on the screen, but I can't recall them. I actually made that, what you see it on the screen, while I was at that customer in Jackson, Alabama. I got my laptop out in the Paint program, and I started copying and pasting junk and getting the dates set up. But yeah, Thunderbolts, stinking Captain America, Brave New World, Snow White, and what was it? Oh yeah, the Fantastic Four. Just to say a word about Snow White, because that's kind of the one-off and the rest of them are Marvel movies. I want to ask you something. And you can write down in the comments if you, what you think about this. My question is, if Rachel Zegler had not been out there on social media running her riff, running her mouth, just letting her lips just flap, and with her political stuff and her feminist stuff and her woke stuff and her politics and her activism, I had to take a drink of water. If she hadn't been out there raising a ruckus and a controversy and basically sinking her movie with her horrible PR, what do you think would have been the reception of this movie? Again, it hasn't come out yet, but just imagine, like, close your eyes, just imagine it in your head. what if we lived in a different world where she just did her job as an actress, Rachel Zegler, and she portrayed Snow White as best she could, perhaps, and blah, 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 and didn't say anything in the outside world on social media, in the real life. She just made the movie and didn't go out there with her political stuff and her Donald Trump supporters should never know peace and all the nasty stuff she said. Do you think the movie would have done at least all right? Again, it hasn't come out yet. We don't know how horribly it's going to crash and burn. People just strongly suspect that it is going to do badly for many reasons. But one central reason is it's her and how she is, in a lot of ways, everything that Disney pushes as far as being a diverse woman. She goes on TV and interviews talking about how she's a white Latina, how she's in trying to portray a Snow White that isn't focused on the love story or anything of that sort, but rather how she needs to become the leader she knows she can be and the fairest of them all. It's about justice and all the rest of this stuff. Do you think the movie would have at least done all right? If not, done really well. If she had just done her job and was professional and shut up and didn't go out there and say anything. I want you to tell me in the comments, comment about that. What do you think this Snow White movie would have been like if this one thing had been different? If Rachel Zegler just wasn't on social media? There. That's my question. All right. Now, I don't watch the Disney live-action remakes going way back in time to the 2000s. I didn't even watch the 101 Dalmatians movies that they made when they started making. I think those were some of the first live-action Disney remake junk that they made. And I haven't watched any of these. Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, all this stuff. I haven't watched it. I just enjoyed the actual animated classic cartoons when I was a youngster, like 25 years ago. Okay, 30 years ago. Anyways, so I probably wouldn't have seen that one anyways, but just because it is such a huge movie and it's approaching like a $500,000, I'm sorry, $500 million, I'm sorry, I'm glad I quickly corrected that, $500 million production budget with the marketing and everything by the time it finally comes out. It is a monster movie. It is a huge movie, and it's going to do, most likely, horribly at the box office. And critically, too, no doubt. Well, some critics will be totally shills and bought off, but you just know it's going to do so bad. And maybe the biggest movie ever to do so badly. You just know it. So that's why it's one of the 4 on here. But the other 3, Captain America, a movie that has Captain America in the title. They couldn't just go and do whatever they wanted to do and just do it. Be brave. You got that right in the title, Brave New World. Have your Falcon character become the new Captain America, but it's like, no, they had to go back and redo this and redo that, and now it's like a Frankenstein movie that you just know is going to be so horrible. And Thunderbolts, I don't even know who these idiots are. I recognize Bucky, but that's about it. He was the Winter Soldier. They had this awful looking trailer, and I'm just like, I don't know these people. I don't care about these people, so I'm not going to go watch this. I'm just not. I'm going to save my money, save it for something that I think will do me right. And then there's Fantastic Four. And really, this movie, it's like the ribbon tied around everything to do with these Marvel movies. Captain America, Thunderbolts, and Fantastic Four. I don't watch these movies anymore. At the theater in particular, I should say. Ever since Endgame happened. Yeah, it happened. Ever since that movie, which to me just gets worse with each passing moment, and in particular, ever since they had Captain America sitting down counseling a couple of alternate lifestyle fellows, and I think it was the actual Russo brothers themselves in that scene, or one of them, like, oh, you'll be all right, man. You support your husband, man, spouse thing, or whatever. I just thought of the agendas and the propaganda, and the movie wasn't like 20 minutes in, was it? It happened. I've only seen the movie once at the theater, way back in 2019 or whatever it was, and I just thought, we're only a few minutes into this movie, and I know within my heart, as I'm watching Chris Evans, Captain America, Steve Rogers, counsel some of these same-sex propaganda individuals, and I'm just thinking, I'm never going to watch one of these movies again at the movie theater. It's like something just went out of my mind, out of my heart, out of my life. Like, I'm going to sit here and enjoy my popcorn. I'm going to drink my drink. But, yeah, I'm done with these movies now. It happened right then in real time as the movie unfolded. As that scene came and went, I just thought, huh, how about that? I'm never going to watch one of these Marvel movies in the movie theater again. I'm not going to support them with my money and my butt in the seat. I'm not going to do this stuff again. And I haven't. I haven't watched any of the new Marvel movies. That one was horrible, Endgame, and they only got worse after that. So it's like it's just as well, even if they weren't trying to propagandize me and everybody else. They literally just started making crummy movies. Nothing but after that. Well, there was like 5 in a row, wasn't there? Let's see if how well my memory works. I'm not looking at anything. I'm just trying to imagine. Okay, there was the Black Widow movie. There was the Five Ring Chang Chung movie. There was a Doctor Strange movie, I think. And what else was there? It seems like there was like 5 different movies back to back that happened. Anyway, I can't remember the other junk right now. But it was all awful. And I knew it was going to be awful, and I didn't even watch it. I saved a lot of money, so that's good. But I just thought, yeah, I'm pretty much done with new Marvel releases now because of what their messaging is about there, and the propaganda they're pushing with the alternate lifestyle, whatnot, the LGBTQ gospel, and yeah, I'm done. It was a nice 10 years, but yeah, I'm done with it. So that was really what put me over the edge, and with me thinking, as I looked over this list and I was thinking about this stuff that day, I thought, these are really big movies. These are supposed to be fun at the movies, big, not just summer blockbusters, but just anytime they release them during the year, blockbusters. Big movies that you could just go and forget about the world, forget about your cares, just have your popcorn and a Coke and just sit back and just enjoy some fun, some craziness, some adventure, some action, some intrigue, whatever. And it's all a bunch of junk. it's all nothing now. It's $100 million piles of empty garbage. Just my opinion, just my opinion. If you still watch these movies and you get entertainment out of it, good on you. But these 4 huge movies represent to me basically like the end, because of so much money that's being spent and so much money that's likely going to be lost. They're talking about Fantastic Four is going to be the end, the beginning of something new, and the Doomsday movies, alternate whatnot, coming out. Hopefully they're done with the multiverse garbage, but it doesn't really matter to me because I'm done with it anyway. But I'm just saying, I don't think the audience is going to be there for this new stuff they're cooking up in the way that it was in the first 3 phases of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I think there's a lot of people who are, if they're not in exactly the same mold as me, somewhat of the same mind as me, in as much as you're telling me I'm not a really human in some of these movies now, and it's not for me and all that kind of stuff. So I'm thinking that people who are like me just aren't going to be around as much to support these movies. And it's really a shame because, like I said, it was a fun 10 years. But now, not so much. And yeah, it was just thinking about how big these movies are. Marvel movies, even Thunderbolts. I'm not going to watch it, but it's like how big that should be, you know? And the Fantastic Four, revamping that for a third time within 20 years. And Captain America, a Captain America movie. There ought to be butts in the seats big time. Snow White, that in a lot of ways started it all for Disney. And just to think, you already know ahead of time how awful these huge movies are going to do, how they're not going to make any money. And I just thought to myself, this is abysmal. This is not looking good at all. And yet, as I went over this whole list at the beginning of this video, there were more than 4 movies that I found that I'm going to have to look into them. I'm going to have to possibly give them a try. So not all is lost. I admit that. I'm looking forward to a couple of movies, 2, 3, 4. But yeah, it was just thinking about how big these particular films are that should do gangbusters at the movies and make a lot of money and inspire even more movies are just gonna tank so bad. You know you've reached a point in movies, in art and culture where there's going to be so much more content put out by people who comment and make content on the internet and videos, and more entertainment in the midst of that than there is going to be in the actual movies and productions, the actual big Hollywood movies, and that's insane. That's crazy, but I digress because it's time for me to shut this video down. I think I've got my thoughts out. 2025 is going to be an abysmal year for some movies, and hopefully a really good year for the stuff that actually is worthwhile. And I choose to end this video in that mode, in a kind of a positive note, because there are a few movies coming out that are looking good. And the more I look into some of these lesser known titles, who knows, maybe they'll be one of them too. So that's all I got for now, folks. Thank you so much for listening to me. And we'll see you in the next video. Take care. Thanks.